Good morning, S2. Okay, so what you're going to be doing today is having a little look at the activity we set up for the week. There's a worksheet for you to complete all your work in. It's in a Google Doc, so you just need to type your answers in. So what lives in Antarctica starts off with. What we're kind of having a think about is having an understanding of the environment we live in. We want to think about this question here to get us started. It does say with a bar, that's what we'd normally do in school. If you want to meet each other on Google Meets, you can create a wee meet or have a WhatsApp chat with someone about this lesson. As usual, got geography at the same time in your timetable. So label your thoughts around the question. You can add extra boxes if you want. You can expand these boxes. Would you work in Antarctica? Yes or no? Why? Give some reasons. Try and expand. Think about making a point, explaining it, and then expanding with a specific fact if you can to improve that answer. So learning activity 1. After you've done that starter, you can move on to the next bit. So you can pause and unpause this video as you need. You're going to read the following text, and what I want you to do is underline and highlight. So within the document, you should be able to select things and go to the highlighter function here, select a color and highlight the important bits. I'll undo that. And I've used yellow. You can use another colour if you want to. And that's just about picking out the most important bits from a text, so improving your literacy skills of analysis. What are the key things that are going to be useful to you? So I'll read through it and to help you with the reading too. So Antarctica has no native human population, but each year around 4,000 people from over 27 countries live and work on research stations on the continent. Of about 50 permanent stations, about 3/4 operate right through the year. Each research station is like a small, self-contained community where science projects are carried out. As well as living and working space, each one has a kitchen with large food stores, workshop, medical facilities. Nowadays, they also have satellite links to the outside world, so beyond your normal telephone lines and broadcasting stations, they use sat phones or satellite phones and satellite internet. The American research station, McMurdo, is the largest of all of these stations. McMurdo is home to 250 people during the winter and 1,000 during the summertime. So they actually lock the station down over the winter months, and most people are going to go home, but there are a few people left to keep things running and keep experiments ticking over. To keep a research station running all year, considerable planning is required. Ships and aircraft that supply the research stations with everything they need can only reach them during the summer, because that's the only time the ice has melted down a bit to allow boats through. During the winter, darkness, severe weather, and thickening ice mean that the research stations are basically cut off from the outside world. So it's quite an isolated, remote, and potentially quite a lonely place without modern technology we've got for like Zoom Meets or Google Meets or what people are going to do. So learning activity 2, after you've highlighted the key things you think are key in that text, like I've shown you, you're going to have a look at living in Antarctica. So watch these clips. There are 2 of them. I'm not going to play them just now. You click on the hyperlinks and the videos will appear. So that's all you've been asked to do for that section. 2 little video clips, and that will tell you a little bit about Antarctica life on ice as well. Activity 3. Living in Antarctica. Imagine you're going to work on a research station in Antarctica for at least 6 months. And now you've watched these videos, you might have a slightly better idea of what it might be like living there. So imagine you're living there for 6 months. You're not allowed to take any plants and animals with you. But what items would you make sure are in your suitcase to make your stay a bit more pleasant? So 10 things. Okay, only 10, no more than that. What things would you take with you for if you're going away for 6 months? Okay, essential items you would want to take with you. Okay, things that are precious to you, maybe pictures or all sorts of things, and try and give some detail. So where do people live in Antarctica? This is the British Antarctic Surveys website. You can have a little look actually, and you can actually visit around the research station. So you have a look online, do some research for these things here, and if you hunt for that title, there's actually a link to that there as well. And there are videos about these research stations. You can see what they look like there, bright colours. You can see little pods with everything they need inside them. So there's a video there to watch. So watch that video, there's the link. It shows you the actual station. So that's the Hadley 6 construction video design. So the actual, it's called the Hadley 6, the British one there. So would you do this? So have a look at these guys. They're all going for a bit of an Arctic dip. He's not hanging. He's not sitting in a chair. He is jumping into Arctic water. They've had to cut. It looks like the ice is about at least a meter thick here, maybe more. They've had to cut this out with chainsaws and things to allow them to swim. And the air temperature is minus 33, and he's down to his undies. And he's jumping into water that's at least minus 2 degrees Celsius. So you can read the article and watch the actual clip of him doing it as well. So that'll be get you to have a think about it. You can maybe tell me if you would do that. You could type in underneath whether yes or no and why. Give a reason why you would or wouldn't do it. Plenary task. In 100 words, type in the box what you learned from today's lesson. What did you find tricky? What can we do next time? What did you enjoy? Imagine the other thing you could do is describe the lesson to someone else who maybe missed it. So, and that is your activities for this week. If you've got any questions, as always, please let me know in the comments section or email me, and I'm happy to help or have a Google Meet with anyone that does need a little bit of extra help. Otherwise, I'll see you at the meeting this week.